June. It's just been a vibe all June, and we're only halfway through. And this guy that I got in here, it's kind of crazy. We hardly knew each other when we met, but this kid was like, I think I'm gonna go into it when we talk, but this kid has no fear. He just goes right in. When I met him, I thought he was like 27. Not the way he looked, just how he carried himself and his professionalism and the way he wrote email. I was like, this kid writes a good email.
Thanks, man.
So I got the one and only, a Jinn named Luzz in the building. What up, my dude?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me, bro. You killed that set.
Thank you, bro.
Didn't see that coming. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, man.
Had to end it with that I Got Five on It, Us remix. You see that movie?
Us? What's that?
Nah, I knew that was the Us remix, bro. The dun, 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 dun.
What's Us?
That who wrote it?
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah.
I did not see the new one.
Okay.
I can't lie to you. I did see Get Out. Get
Okay.
Out.
That made me want to see Us. And
How was it?
When I describe it, I say it was like definitely talk aboutable.
Oh,
if that's even a word.
That was the remix from the trailer, right?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I remember now. Okay, I'm gonna have to go check it out. What other movies you like?
Probably favorite, I would say. My friends make fun of me because they're like, "Does this even count?" I love Belly.
Oh yeah.
Belly's just.
Yeah.
When I saw it, I haven't watched it in a while, but when I saw it, it was just like everything for me, like the visuals, the colors, the Jamaica.
Exactly
it was like all these dreams, and like it was my hip hop dreams in one movie.
Yeah,
and,
man.
What about you?
My favorite movie is probably Fight Club.
Fight.
Yeah,
I like
I'm a
that.
big Fight Club fan.
There's a lot of gems in there.
Yeah, man. I'm a fan of anything, from that time period that was, thought-provoking. I feel like that kind of segued us into this culture that we have now, even if a lot of the people, in it don't realize it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I love a lot of the 90s movies. Like, I like Seven.
Dope.
Seven's a really good one. I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. I know you know that, man.
I know that. Yeah. For anyone who doesn't.
Yeah.
Did you like Boondock Saints?
I didn't see Boondock Saints. No, that's another one I gotta check out.
Someone asked me the other day, they're like, what's it about? I'm like, two Irish dudes kicking mad ass.
Irish dudes kick ass, though. Irish dudes do kick ass.
It was cool. It just seeing the brotherhood, and they do some things. Like MacGyver would be proud.
Okay.
And and they're pretty badass. So you got Fight Club, you got Seven. I know. Do you like Scarface?
Oh, bro, come on. Come on. Yeah, that one's been passed down to me. Can't escape that one. Yeah, Scarface is another classic, man.
So in terms of, for anyone who doesn't know, I know you started music at a pretty young age.
Yeah.
Was it passed down the same way Scarface was, or was it something you kind of found?
It wasn't passed down the same way Scarface was, because my father is like a huge Scarface enthusiast. So, growing up in the house, he would always do impressions, and he would be watching it on DVD, and he got the collector's edition every year on Father's Day. He got the same gift every year. But yeah, man, with music, it was actually my older brother who passed it down. It's my little big bro.
That's what's up. Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to the big dog.
Hardworking dude.
Yeah, man.
Was it an album? Was it him throwing you in the studio? Like, maybe kind of, could you bring it back for us?
Well, when it was like my exposure to the music, I was just listening to what he had going on. So he was listening to a lot of Jadakiss and D Block. So one of the first songs I remember hearing is Welcome to D Block, Two Guns Up. That's one of the first songs I remember hearing. The drum pattern is like burnt into my brain.
Yeah.
And one day I came home from school in 6th grade, huge rap, nerd, and he's in his room with his homie. They got a little laptop, USB microphone, and they're like, "Oh, yo, we're making songs." I was like, "Oh, let me try." So I made like a parody. I made a parody about like fast food. It was like one of those things you could catch on like YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then from there, the rest is history. I went from rapping about like McDonald's and Burger King to just, throwing everything at it, man. It's always been a burning passion. Anything art.
I see that, man. So that was, you said you were in 6th grade. You heard that D Block. Do you remember like a specific album that you got that was like, that kind of changed shit for you, or just kind of like woke you up, hip hop wise?
Yeah, believe it or not, man, I was 2 years old when it came out, but I remember being 4 or 5 and begging my mom to take me to the record store. I used to go to record stores.
Same.
Can you believe that? So, we go to the record store, and I remember begging her to pick me up the Slim Shady LP, the first album. Yeah, that was the one. I knew every song, front to back. And I don't really remember what it was that exposed me to his music, other than probably TV and radio. But I just remember gravitating towards that first album, knowing me and how compulsive I am. It was probably because it was his first album. I was like, okay, I got to start at the beginning,
That's cool.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough album. Did you have to like convince her? Did you have to like paint the house? Like, it was hard for me to get.
Believe it or not, man, my mom wasn't really into hiding things from me, it's weird now that I look back at it, but she was always very upfront with me and how the world was. She didn't try to hide, the idea that this world might not be the most sugar-free place in the world. So, I think she kind of used it as a tool to teach me that, look, people go through X, Y, and Z, she would tell me like, oh, these are the things that you can't repeat. So I would kind of have some context as to, is this a positive record? Is it a record about, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. Got to shout out to Mom Dukes.
Shout out to her, yeah. I see her at almost every show.
Yeah, man. She's a huge supporter. I used to have to drag her to shows with me because I wouldn't be old enough to get in. So I'd have to bring a guardian to my shows.
It's kind of, now that I'm thinking of it, it's like, it's a unique approach because, I don't have any kids, but I always respect approaches.
Right.
And I think my mom had kind of more of a guarded strategy.
Yeah.
More like, I'm not gonna kind of give it to him. He's gonna have to kind of like
get it on his
really
own.
dig or climb a mountain to access this.
Yeah, those
both interesting.
Those Eminem albums, you would have had to do like 3 loads of laundry to get them, right? Yeah, man.
But I think if I would tell my kid, I always think, I'm like, all right, if I had a kid, what would I tell my kid, like, when they're about to hear hip-hop? You know what I mean? Well, of course, that may be in quite a while. You never know. I don't have any.
They start early.
Yeah, exactly.
My daughter, Khaleesi, she loves music, man.
Yeah.
From when she was born, I used to show her some of, our artists' music when she would be going to sleep or, if she was upset, and it would calm her down. And I said, oh, she has a liking to music, this one. And now, when she's cooling in her playpen, she's listening to tracks, man. She loves Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny?
Loves Bad Bunny.
Nice. She's going to be like bilingual and you're not even going to realize.
She's going to speak Dothraki too.
Do you speak 2 languages?
Nah, I wish.
Gotcha,
I just speak English. I'm boring. I like to like play along and pretend and see how
Yeah.
far I could get in Spanish. But I'm definitely not well equipped for that.
That's dope, man. So you're of course the Eminem album comes out. You're kind of a lot's happening at that time. Hip hop wise. I know like Meth and Red were doing their thing.
Yeah, I used to play as
Wu-Tang.
them in the Def Jam video game.
Oh,
And I
word.
used to think it was so cool. Like, yo, these guys are from Staten Island. They're in the video game. I'm kicking Sticky Fingers' ass with Method Man right now.
There was DMX.
Yeah, DMX was in it. Snoop Dogg was in the second one.
Sticky Fingers was mad hard to beat, bro.
I know. He was the final boss in the second one, right? Or was that Snoop?
Snoop Dogg was.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg. Do you remember those games? The Def Jam fighting games?
I do. It was crazy because a lot of what I played was like NFL Blitz.
Oh,
and,
yeah. I used to love Blitz.
NBA Streets,
Oh,
NBA Jam.
We were
I
talking
kind of
about
like
that.
those like fantasy style games.
Yeah, like
that
the
weren't,
sports
like-
games in the backyard.
Yeah.
Those are funner to play anyway.
Those are dope. I didn't really play the Def Jam games too much, but I was aware of them.
Right.
Like, I was kind of bumping the albums, like the DMX album and Def Squad album, and they were like, Def Jam they've been killing it.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Def Jam was definitely somebody that we looked to and studied and tried to understand as best as we could, because, when you're having a hip-hop label, you gotta study the people who helped mold your culture. And
Yeah.
in the 90s, that Def Jam office building was such a little culture hub, you know what I
Yep.
mean? So that's something that we kind of try to draw inspiration from. That's the energy we want to bring back.
That's real, my dude.
Thanks, man.
So here we are. I remember we met. You were about 16.
Yeah.
And something really dope came out of that meeting. I remember from that point on, we met at Barnes & Noble a few times. What I really
Yes.
liked about you, you were like, the brand was kind of just starting to really take off a little bit. And like, we heard about each other, but I remember we met at the Marisol's event. Or we were talking, you were like, yo, man, we should do a collab. And it was like the first
Yeah.
time that someone kind of hit me with that. Like, and I was like, who is this guy? Like, we don't really know each other too well, but I was like, you know what? Like, I kind of respect it.
And I had like no situational awareness either. I was like, "Hey, what's up, Dave? My name's Luzz. You want to make a T-shirt with me?"
It was really cool. I was like, you know what? Like, it's kind of cool. He's in high school. Like, I was like, let's see how this goes. And then we met at Barnes & Noble a couple of times. We back and forth with a few concepts, and then we came up with one of like the most popular tease stereotypes ever released.
Yeah, man. I mean, for anybody who don't know, me and Dave, we teamed up. What year was that?
At least 5 years ago, I think.
Sometime long ago, in a universe far away. Dave and I, we collaborated on a T-shirt drop. It's cool though, man. Like, I see people in Manhattan on the trains and they're just rocking it. I'm just like, oh, that's my shirt. They're like, what do you mean? I said, I made that shirt. It's on Dave.
It was cool too, because like I brought that when I went to the G-Eazy tour.
Yeah.
These things happen.
Yeah.
And that shirt was just a hit, bro. Like, no matter who I met, I think we really created like a timeless piece that like I had people that were like 60 that were like, oh my God, I need to
Right.
get this for my mom
Right.
who's
yeah.
90. Like,
Yeah.
she needs this right now.
Yeah, man. I feel like, that's something that we kind of picked up on early. And I feel like we've been trying to apply that to our game ever since. I think we learned that resonance could be, a big difference maker for people. And, any creatives coming up, just if you're trying to, make something that you want people to feel passionate about, just make something you feel passionate about. And it'll resonate with other people. It won't resonate with everybody, but, you don't need everybody.
Exactly. It's real, man. And it was definitely a really dope collab, and it's still one of my favorite shirts today. And we've sold hundreds of those shirts, which is pretty awesome. What I thought was really cool I was like, okay, well, we each kind of got our own supply, and you just kept coming back. You were like, yo, man, I need like 20 more. I was like, what? It was a week ago. And I really respected the hustle ever since then. So it was just cool that I was like, okay, you know, he got the idea. We came up with it. But you didn't just have a cool idea and the ability to make it happen, but you also, there was the other half of it, like the business side of it, or like the outreach side, and you took that with stride. And, you know, it was just like some fearless shit. You just went in school, kept collecting the bread, and it was really cool to watch, man. And it's crazy how far you've come.
Thanks,
Like,
man.
And that's only been a few years ago. Like,
Thanks, man. You know, I'm just trying to, at this point, you know, build my team up, get my little roster going, take care of my peoples. And, you know, we like to keep things quiet, but, you know, we're trying to come out of the dark now.
that's real, man. So, you know, you were doing your thing. You dropped the project.
Yeah.
There were some things, you know, there's always politics,
Yeah, yeah.
signing, who's this, who's the label, all these different things. And, like, you kind of came to the conclusion that maybe doing your own thing was kind of the way.
Yeah.
It's kind of, you know, I feel like we all kind of have to go through something to get to the next point.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You know, a lot of people in the creative space, they kind of rush to compare, is my path in line with this person's path? Well, I want to be the new equivalent to this person, so I'm going to operate this way. And, you know, after a while, when you're going at it, you kind of just realize, all right, well, my path is going to be this way. And I don't really see us getting to where we need to be without it being a real organic thing, especially in the beginning, you know? The way I look at it is like I'm trying to build a pyramid, and the base is probably going to take the longest to build. But once we build that base, it's just up from there, you know? On to the world wonders.
That's really dope, man. Who was the first artist you got on the label?
So the first artist I had officially brought on was Elaine Crystal. So that was back in 2016.
Word.
We've been working on her solo project. So close. Yeah, she's actually about to hit the studio on Tuesday and finish it up.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah,
So how do you even, like, how does even someone qualify? Because there's, like, so many artists. Is it a vibe? Do they, like, apply? Like, you know, how do you even know who to, you know, everyone talks about wanting a label, but then when you have one, how do you even figure out who to even select?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every artist, it's a situational thing, you know? And it kind of depends on, you know, what your goals are. So, you know, our entourage, we all understand, like, okay, well, we need to build the leverage that we need in order to be able to create any type of favorable deal with any record label anyway, you know, especially if we're talking about majors. And who doesn't want to get to that point, you know? Like, I can speak for myself when I say I'm here to go all the way. I'm gunning for the top. And I'm prepared to take a different approach than everybody else in the age where music and media is so accessible. So we're trying to flip the script a little bit, and we want everybody associated with our brand to be able to build up their own value and create leverage independently before they get to that major. So we're basically that platform in the beginning, you know. Everybody that's riding with us, it just happened organically, you know?
Yeah.
Just happened organically. And sometimes we don't even tell people. A lot of people don't even know when we're behind certain people, and we kind of like that, man. We like that secretive exclusiveness. You know, like the first rule of Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's our philosophy on that. And you know, if anybody wants to, if anybody, you know, wants to get their record out, and they don't want the executive producer dancing in the back of the video, all up on the songs, come to Deadlife. You heard?
Real talk. It's fire, man. So how's your Golden State Warriors looking? Who's on the team? Or
So
should I say Raptors? We'll see.
Oof. Yeah, it's too early to call it. I'm not going to say anything yet. Oh, that last game, though, was something.
Man.
No, yeah, that's for another day. But oof, that was hard to watch, man.
That was...
Oof. So, yeah, man, we got Elaine Crystal, the one and only, the angelic, gorgeous voice of Staten Island songstress. We have Pretty Blanco, another low fan favorite out here. He's been working on something crazy, man. He has a stockpile of records.
Yeah.
And oh, yeah, man. Super talented.
Nice.
We have Danny Stark. If you want to hit him on Instagram, Danny Stark _.
I've been
We have a
bumping
new
that
record.
Interstellar.
Yeah, Interstellar featuring M2. M2 is our producer and engineer, man. He has dope music
word?
cooking up, too. Yeah, man. We're going to start rolling him out, too. So, Elaine, Blanco, Danny, M2, like I said. We got Snoop the Demon coming
Word up.
out. He's been making some noise, too. Shout out to Snoop. What's good, Snoop?
What's good, bro?
Snoop's right here next to us.
Yeah, he rocked that show when I was at in the city, the gallery.
Oh, in Brooklyn.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was really live there.
He almost broke the stage with the demon logo. So yeah, you know,
That's a nice lineup.
thanks, man. We have our sister label, Demon Low. So Snoop is overlooking everything on that end. He's putting together his own staff and roster with his own unique brand, utilizing our same flow. So I'm real excited to see what comes out of that. That's gonna be like a tag team. Oof. It's gonna be like Marvel and Capcom.
That's gonna be lit, man.
Yeah, man. We got Raph coming out of Manhattan.
Word?
He's our dope crossover R&B type. I don't know if you...
Is he at the gallery?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if you got to see him. Yeah, man. We're very excited to get all this music out, man, and show the people what we've been working on, because we've been, really trying to build something special. We want people to see, okay, well, there's different people who could come together and make something, and they don't have to all hide behind one banner. They could all be their own individual as well. And I feel like that's something that music hasn't really seen yet. And that's what we kind of want to bring out.
I like that, man.
Yeah, man. We come from a place where there was great shoes that were being walked in, and we don't want to fill those shoes. We want to make our own.
Mm-hmm.
Staten Island has its own culture, and I think people need to hear it.
Yeah, yeah. So is everyone from the borough, or is that people from? You pointed out the guy that.
Yes,
He's
Raph
from
is
the
from
city.
Manhattan,
Got it.
and Danny originally is from Brooklyn,
Got it.
but we're all essentially New York City natives. Yeah.
It's really dope, man. I think it's special that, it's so easy to just get caught up in ourselves and be like, which I think is also important. You can't only just help everyone and not help yourself, but I think it's dope that you kind of have that. You definitely have the balance. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're focused. You got the family thing going. You got your own music things going, but you're not just only there, doing it for you. You're helping this guy with this one and this girl with this one.
Yeah. These are like my peoples. It's like we're just creating our own little faction. That's how I look at it. It's like we're almost like a family.
Yeah.
People would do that type of thing for their family, and this Deadlife is my family. Word.
That's some real shit, man.
Thanks, man.
So in terms of because I know you were talking about kind of keeping things on the low.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, we're not seeing all the moves being made. I think a lot is being in many cases, all I see is stuff on social media, and then I don't see any product.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I feel like a lot is happening because I almost don't even see you post on social media. Like you've been pretty ghost.
Yeah, I'm not even really good at social media, man. I'm really not. It's not I'm more effective when it comes to word of mouth and getting people involved and creating these communities, and I think that's our way of standing out as well. We could fill a room with 100 people, but we won't post about it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We'll go crowd surfing, but nobody will hear about it until the next day. Like, yo, and that's kind of like that analog interaction that I miss. I miss having to hear about things from people instead of just getting a notification on my phone. And I honestly feel like other people miss that too. So, I'm not saying that we're never going to be on social media. That would never work, what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah, but, when we'll turn that weakness into a strength, and when we do, we'll go crazy on social media too.
Yeah. That's real, bro. But what I think is cool is you are making moves. It's not just when you put. Sometimes all I see is social media, and then I don't see any album. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You got this girl's album coming. You got this dude's album dropping.
Right.
So like work is being done.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I really think that's important. That social media shouldn't be the only work. Like that can't be the work.
Yeah.
It's kind of just the reflection.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It is just the right. Exactly. It's kind of just like a new medium for people to find what they need, but I feel like at the end of the day, man, it's all right here, in the simulation.
That's really dope, man. Could we look for anyone's project before, or is this?
Yeah. So we all have, singles coming out.
Okay.
This release here, that release there, but you could definitely check out Snoop's project. That's coming sooner than later, as well as Elaine Crystal's, for sure. She's near completion, and I know she's itching to get that out. So we're gonna drop that on the head top.
And we've been bumping that Refresh Your Memory.
Yeah.
That's a really dope record.
Yeah, shout out to Jay Glaze.
Yeah.
Bodied that production.
That record's really cool.
Yeah, very unique sound. Coming to a stadium near you. Yep.
Yeah, it has a pop vibe, but the R&B is there,
Yeah.
I was literally talking to someone yesterday, and we were like, a few days ago, and we were like, having such a hard time figuring out what R&B is out. You know what I mean? Everything is kind of almost like a hybrid blend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with a hint of R&B.
Yeah, like is The Weeknd a rapper, or is he? Is he an R&B star?
I think he kind of graduated to pop, kind of, but I think he uses the sprinkle of R&B.
But he got bars, though.
He got bars, yeah. I think sometimes you can't even try to be pop. You just become it.
Yeah, right.
Because you're just so dope. And pop is kind of like this world of where everyone knows your name.
I feel like the people kind of pick, who gets to be in that room. For sure.
Yeah. I don't think, there's certain instances like him, I don't think that's a mistake. Like, that's clearly meant to be. He is cooking those tracks.
Yeah.
I don't think he has a machine because it only helps, but I think he is kind of a machine in his own right.
Yeah.
And then just throwing a Benny Blanco beat or a Dr. Luke production or Max Martin, it just, Daft Punk, it just seals the deal.
Yeah, man. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but he's working with like Gustafstein and all these guys.
Word.
It's crazy, man.
And he delivers every time. It's never like, oh, what's happening?
Yeah, man.
It's always like, oh, shit.
He's a good one.
Yeah.
He's a good one. But yeah, what is pop, man? I just kind of look. I like anthemic music. I like records that sound good loud, and you could kind of just like sing them. Let go and like let it rip in your car and nobody's listening.
Well, yeah, because I guess that's a good point to pull out. Like, what have you been listening to? Because I know you started with the Eminem vibe, but
Oh yeah.
I've been with you guys, and other tracks have came up that I didn't really know about.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? I think there's like a different world of music that you're into. Like, what
Yeah.
are a couple of bands or groups that you've been
I
bumping?
gotta be honest. I don't even really listen to too much hip hop anymore. One of my biggest influences and one of my favorite bands is System of a Down. I love System of a Down. I think the way they injected their ethnicity into their music was pretty dope, and the rhythms that they started creating at a time period where listeners weren't really accustomed to that, it kind of opened up my eyes on music composition and how there's so much freedom, man. And even working with Blanco, he's such a talented musician, man. I see him like pick up instruments and he just plays them, and I don't even think he has any idea what he's doing. But
Sick.
he'll make a record, man, with a ukulele, and it's just like, you know how to play a ukulele? He's like, nah, I just play it. It's like, what does that mean, man? I'm very
That's really
inspired
cool.
by cats like that. I'm a big Queen fan. I love Queen. Freddie Mercury's the man.
You saw that film?
Yeah, it was cool.
I gotta
It was
see
cool.
it.
It was cool. Oh, you didn't see it yet? It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like Queen?
I'm kind of only know the pop records of them. I don't know them too much.
Right. I think
But
if you enjoy
I love
their
those
music,
movies though.
Yeah, the biopics are cool.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
They're cool.
What was that other one on Netflix?
Oh, with Motley Crue.
Motley
The
Crue.
Dirt. I really like that one.
That
man.
one was fire.
Machine Gun Kelly bodied that.
He really did.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching it.
It was I was thoroughly enjoyed that.
Man, speaking of Motley Crue, as a kid, and I'm sure a lot of people agree with me, Guitar Hero really put us on to so much culture, bro. And I hear other artists talk about it too. Like I saw Post Malone in one of his interviews. They said, "Oh, how'd you get exposed to rock music?" He says, about Guitar Hero too.
Wow.
And I said, "Yo, me too, man.
Wow.
Me too. That's how it happened." Yeah, man. It's funny. It's funny, man.
That's really dope. So System of a Down, Queen.
Word.
What else?
What else? I listen to a lot of Gus Dapperton. I think he's dope.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of Gus?
No.
Yeah, I think he's from upstate New York. You should really check him out. He's
Okay.
got a real funky vibe, bro. He's different. Super different. He's like David Bowie mixed with like can't even quite put my finger on it, honestly. I saw him live too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him live. He came to the city. Yeah, bro. You would like him.
How do you spell it?
Gus Dapperton.
DAPGUS?
P.
Oh, Dapperton.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's in right there. When you typed in Gus, it came up.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Those two are awesome. Those two records. Yeah.
Yeah.
There he
Okay.
goes.
Okay.
Shout out to Gus, man. I would love to do a record with Gus.
It's cool, man. Music is just this like whole universe of, and you could kind of just pick your planet.
Yeah.
Just kind of like get lost.
Get immersed, man.
That's really cool, man. So much good stuff in the works, and I think what really intrigues me too is like the business side, because there's always the creation, but then there's so much more to it.
Right.
It's like, how does it get to where one, you want it to go, but then how does it even you know what I mean? Like, we kind of see someone get signed, but there's no one really ever points out, I think, the true way it happens. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
I don't think people are literally giving us the keys. Like 444, he says, "Oh, I wish I bought this back then." Like,
Dumbo.
yeah. I guess that's a key. It's more or less him just having a regret that he didn't make 20 million. But,
Yeah, I feel like he was talking about his short-sightedness and
Yeah.
how quick he was to buy every car with a big engine and
yeah,
decreased in value the second he drove it off the lot. Yeah, man, this is how people learn things, man.
yeah,
I appreciate people like Jay because they enlightened me to certain things. You know, I started studying royalties and ownership, listening to his lyrics. Like, okay,
yeah,
well, if that's the reason why he's able to perch himself high above, you know, the rest of the game, maybe I should take note, you know? And
yeah.
yeah, man, I would love to have a conversation with the Hove.
Yeah, he's just, work ethic, adaptability, to kind of be in the game this long and then, do a track with whoever
Yeah.
and it works, and
Yeah.
just kind of being in tune. And then, the ability to influence, I feel like you give Rihanna, you give her the Interscope, like, I think things could have been different.
Like in a better light, or it wouldn't have been as...
I think it would have been more cookie cutter. I think his cosign gave her the street vibe, and I think she was able to transition from album 1 to album 2 very fluidly without coming off as like a Taylor Swift of R&B.
Right.
You know what I mean? And getting the the Umbrella, which was a huge record, and then kind of mature so quickly.
Yeah, I was front row for that because I have a huge crush on Rihanna and Georgia Smith.
Yeah, she's dope.
Yeah.
And it's just he's definitely an inspiration, bro. First black billionaire in the game.
Bro, crazy.
In hip hop.
It goes back to what I was saying.
One of 5 black billionaires in the world.
Really? Didn't know that metric. That's crazy. Wow. God bless, bro. I drive by Marcy, rather often, and I think like, I used to work at the grocery store up the block from Marcy, and I used to say like, yo, it's so surreal where people could come from.
Right.
They could walk the same streets as you, and you don't even realize. But yeah, it goes back to what I was saying, man, about Def Jam and the way they operated in certain time periods. I really enjoyed, and I take a lot of inspiration from them. They were on the low key too, man. They dropped a lot of projects and nobody knew they had their hands on it.
Right.
Yeah, man. They were with it.
It's really cool. Just the world. I think we get, as much as there's more competition, because everyone could kind of put their music in the playing field.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, how do you even cut through it? And I just feel like quality product is really what cuts through.
Yeah. I definitely feel like there's a certain oversaturation in music, and if you're making music, at the end of the day, it's a product, like you say, and products, the purpose that they serve is to solve problems, and people in the music industry are running out of problems to solve, you know what I mean? So people gotta start getting creative, and I think it's headed towards a golden age, to be honest, man. I feel like the real ones will cut through.
Yeah.
And it's only up from here, for sure.
No, it's definitely real, man. I think it's such a good time, You could get lost in, almost, as I said, like just in a planet of new music. You could hit like your boy Gus, and then you hit the shuffle on his thing on Spotify, and then all of a sudden like you hear this new thing, and then you're like, oh shit, like
yeah.
I didn't even know
those
about
algorithms are serious, man. Yeah, that's probably gonna be another big standout for discovery and the tools people use to find new music. I think the algorithms are already doing most of the work for people.
I almost think it's the new radio in terms of accessibility and like the algorithms kind of giving us what we want. Like radio, a lot of the time we're kind of hoping, we turn on and off if we don't like, but like these things are kind of learning our behavior in terms of listening, and then all of a sudden like we're hearing, like I heard John Bellion, bro. I didn't even know who he was. He was just on a playlist, and A year later, I'm at his show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was just like, oh shoot,
That's how I found Gus.
Yeah.
I was watching YouTube and he just came on next. Yeah. I was like, oh, this cat is fire.
That's really cool, man. I feel like, you know, you got to adapt with the times, but I think also how you were talking about, you know, just being personal.
Right.
And, you know, putting out good product. I feel like those are just key elements.
Yeah, man. We gotta do what we can to stand out, and we figure out more and more every day. You know, I'd be lying if I said we had it all figured out.
Yeah.
Then I'd just retire and start writing books and developing video games.
Truth.
That's on my bucket list too. I want to write a fantasy novel.
It's fire, man. I actually want to write a kid's book.
Man.
So I'm getting close.
Okay.
I have my concept.
Oh yeah.
I just have to. I said this a while ago. It was like back in the MySpace days when I don't know where to go. I look for signs, but I meant that in such a deeper way than an actual like street sign. You know what I mean? I feel like you gotta kind of live and experience shit. You know, either if you're getting hurt, or you see someone get hurt, or like you see someone win, or you win, or
Right.
you know what I mean? And you kind of just take all those things and you kind of flip it into your own thing. And it's crazy how that quote still hits me. You know what I mean?
You hit that on the MySpace, man?
I remember writing that as a quote on MySpace, and I think that's the only one I still remember writing.
You put it in the bulletin? Did you?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's awesome.
And that's cool. I think it was interesting because I was actually talking to someone about this the other day. Like, this may get a little deep, but what do you think the meaning of life is?
Oh, man. The meaning of life. I feel like that's up for, you know, the individual to decide.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So mine was, I think the meaning of life is finding the meaning of life and then living it.
Yeah.
And
What is the nature of the universe?
right? I feel like it just goes to what's your you know, you find your meaning. It probably will have nothing to do with the way I find mine.
Right,
Maybe we'll
right.
cross paths. But I would just recommend anyone, once you figure it out, live it. You know,
Yeah.
live what that meaning is. Like,
Yeah.
don't throw it in your closet.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's a journey finding it, but once you do, like,
Right.
you're in it. Start living it.
Yeah. It's almost like asking somebody, like, what is success to you, you know? Everybody will give you a different
Right.
answer. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool. I just like hearing people's vibe on that. So what would you tell anyone that's like, you know, they're early in the game, they're 16 with a dream in high school to start their own thing? What would you say?
Yeah, immerse yourself. Learn everything that you can, because knowledge will expedite your path, and you will make mistakes and you will have your shortcomings, but if you're constantly working to prevent it, then you can mitigate your learning curve, you know. So I say just jump in. Don't let other people hold you back. A lot of people, they worry about, you know, what mom and dad will say, or
Yeah.
people won't take me serious, and you know, those are just schools of thought that I feel like I'm working every day to destroy. You know, I feel good that, you know, I work in a studio and I empower artists to come and create and give everything they have, and you know, that's what it's all about for me, man. That's what it's all about for me.
Really mess with that.
I feel like, thank you, man. I think everybody can find their own path, but they have to, like you said, they have to look for it and they have to walk it. You know, they could find it and never walk down it.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You got to walk down your path.
I always say, like, you know, it's like just get in the game and like start losing.
Yeah.
You know, you have a season like the Knicks, like they learned some shit
right
this year.
Yeah.
Whoever loses I'm thinking it's gonna be Game 7.
Yeah.
You're gonna learn some shit that gets you to the next. I hope it's Game 6, but we'll see.
Experience, man.
Right?
You almost fell.
They bringing the Boondocks back.
They bringing the Boondocks.
They
They're
are.
bringing the
I heard
Boondocks
that.
back.
Yeah. Yo, guys, Snoop just found out they're bringing the Boondocks.
So, luckily, we got an exclusive today.
Yes. You got some unreleased heat.
So I
From
think
the
it's only
Deadlife
right before we
Factory.
close out. How did this one come about?
Hoof. Okay. So, this is actually a record that has many contributions from many Deadlife family members. So, I get a call from Blanco one day. And he says, "Yo, Lucid, I got this beat. I made it on my phone. I need it, but it needs a bass line."
Word.
So I went into the studio with Danny Stark, the one and only, and we bounced some ideas back and forth. We got my dude Tubin come through, lay down a bass line. Shout out to M Tubin. And the rest is
Shout out.
history. This is a record we're really proud of. It's called Mozart. Check it out. I'm Type 88. Thanks for having me, Dave.
Of course, my dude.
She ripped all the pages. She ripped all the pages.
She ripped all the pages out the story that we started writing. Crocodile tears, they come and go. She calls them like Poseidon. Every word was empty as she tempt me, fueled by years of envy. Torn by scorn was her perspective, misled as an adolescent. If God took me tomorrow, would you love him? Would you love him still? Shorty, I gotta go for real. So now it's left here to see. I guess I should be on my way. I felt the change with the seasons, her heart is cold as steel.
Man, I think I'm about to make it. I've been holding all this patience, boy, I'm about to let it go. Marijuana in the morning, let me loose, I need to smoke it on this air, I never choke. Word of mama, shoot the fair, and I will leave you on the floor, you will not know what is in store. You cannot apologize, I called a bitch up in the line, no more of that I will condone. Enemies all through the night, I seen it with my fucking eyes, I utilize the other war. Woke up in the studio, another song that I just wrote, don't let me get into my zone. If God took me tomorrow, 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 would you love him? If God took me tomorrow, 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 would you love him? Would you love him still?
You're now listening to Type 88 on Makerpark Radio with Dave Noodlez. Don't stop dreaming.
That tag is hard.
I was feeling that one.
That tag is hard. I think I'm gonna put that on the final version of I think that's gonna be on the commercial release of Mozart. Yeah, man. Thank you for having me, man. It's been a
course,
pleasure
man.
to come catch up with you and, play some tunes, talk about the meaning of life.
Of course, my dude. Any shout outs?
Yeah, man.
To the
I want
fam?
I want to shout out the whole Deadlife family. Shout out to everybody back in the studio working hard. Everybody's gonna start tuning in soon. It'll all be worth it. Shout out to Danny for having me on that awesome record. Shout out to Blanco Tubin for producing it. Shout out to my dog Ty. Happy birthday, Ty. Happy birthday, Ty Designs. Yeah, man.
Happy fucking birthday, Ty.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Ty.
Shout out to
Sorry,
Snoop.
cursing.
Shout out to Snoop. You good. You good, bro. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, keep doing your thing. You always got our support.
Appreciate you, man.
Shout out to the whole Deadlife.
You know it.
Anyone tuned in, make sure to come through. Makerpark Radio's second annual block party, June 29th. That's going to be pretty sick.
Oh, yeah.
On Thompson Street between Bay and Front and in Makerpark. Literally across from this beautiful booth. There's going to be DJs, beer, food. It's free. if you got little ones, there's a bouncy house. There's kids games. There's a vendor market. There's some new stereotype there. Definitely come through. It's going to be really dope. And, yeah, man, shout out to Jinn named Luzz coming through. Maybe we'll end with one track or whatever. Keep doing your thing, bro.
Appreciate
It's great
you,
to
man.
see the evolution.
Don't you have an event this Saturday?
Oh, yeah, and anyone tuned in, thank you for pointing that out. We do got the grand opening of Project Lab, Stereotype's new office, Projectivity's new office. It's living the dream. We're still, 11 years strong. Always hoped for and dreamed for an office. We're all up in Port Richmond now.
God bless.
We're about to hit Port Richmond with that positive vibe and that dream factory. So come through. It's from 2 to 6. You still got your morning. You still got your evening. We got Frank Nitti performing. We got Eddie I. We got P. Mars. Fitz. We got VR dropping some heat. So come through.
Oh, yeah.
And make sure to check out Project Lab on Instagram, Project Lab NYC. And now open to people to sign up to become members. It's going to be really dope. I feel like it's going to be like the hip-hop YMCA.
Hey.
You know what I mean? So come through before anyone and, sign up. It's going to be really dope.